Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is January 18th. It's 1 o'clock on the dot. Hope you guys are scrolling through the Facebook world. If you see the red live blinky button to your left, you've caught me on here. So stop by, say hi. If you don't comment, I don't know that you're watching. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to find me. I'm going to do all the technology stuff real quick. Make sure I'm going live in the right place. You can hear me. I'm turned the right side way. You know, all that fun stuff. Okay, I am in the right place. Can you hear me? Let's see. Come on, computer. Yes, you can. Okay, perfect. I'm a little cockeyed. Not bad, but let me see if I can fix that just tweak it just a tad. Maybe. Facebook has a little bit of a lag, so bear with me. I think that's pretty good. Okay. Hope you guys are having a fabulous weekend, and I hope you're popping on and joining me. So let's go over, we're going to make this cute little Hershey Kisses treat holder / card all in one. It's really cute. So I'm going to stick that out of the way so that we can go over just some housekeeping stuff real quick, like we do every video. There are 3 levels of creativity. Stampin' Up! Has something for everyone. So we've got beginner levels with our kits, our step-by-step instructions. We offer those both in card and scrapbooking. The kits for the cards, there are 2 different kinds. These are the brown box kits. Stampin' Up! Comes out with these every month. 2 new ones, sometimes 3. They're constantly revolving, so go to stampinup.com to make sure that you're seeing all the latest, newest, greatest kits. The other kit that we offer is a paper pumpkin kit. This is a monthly subscription kit, so you have to subscribe, but you don't have to get them every month. You can start it and stop it, and they call it suspending. So we get little sneak peeks. We don't ever get to see what's actually fully in the kit until we get the kit, because it's a surprise when it comes to our doorstep, kind of like Christmas every month. But usually the card kits make 9 cards, 3 different kinds, like 3 varieties, and 3 of each. So if you're ever interested in becoming a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, let me know. I can help you walk through that process. It's really easy. The Paper Pumpkin kit, the sneak peek that we have for the current month that we're in. So you have to subscribe and become available January 11th through February 10th. That's the sign-up period for this kit. It does coordinate with our Easter Joy Suite collection that's in the new mini holiday. I did a walkthrough of that catalog last week, so if you want to refer back to that, it's a very cute spring suite of products. I've been playing with it a little bit. So again, that is the one currently. Be subscribed before February 10th. And then the next one, I'm really curious about this. I'm not a bird person normally, but I really am loving these colors on these hummingbirds. So the Easter one and this one will definitely be coming to my house. I will share the unboxing video from Stampin' Up! Of the one that everybody is just now getting this week, that the subscription period just ended. That postal theme one. I'll share that tomorrow on my Facebook page. But those are the sneak peeks. There is an add-on die set that coordinates with all 3 of those months, January, February, and March. That item number is 168666. And it's less than $15. I want to say it was 13 something maybe. But those are our kits. And then the quick and easy options, the mix and match section where you pull maybe this little die cut or this stamp and these papers, this card base. Go back to last week's video and you will see the mix and match section in the catalog, because I really kind of go over that. Again, there is card making version and scrapbooking on that section. So, and then level 3, creativity your own way for the advanced paper crafter. Again, pretty much most of the catalog. I even love our kits, and I'm not a beginner. I've been doing this since 1999. So, again, we have something for everyone. The product of the month, I don't want to forget to talk about that. So Stampin' Up! Has started something new last month. The month of December was the first month that they did it. And what it is, if you are purchasing $75 worth of product, then there is a certain product that they come out with, and this is the only way to get that product, but you can get it for 5 months. For $5. Jeez. So, and I've got, sometimes it's going to be paper, sometimes it's going to be stamps, sometimes it's going to be dies. The month of December, and I'm not sure, I think someone at Card Class told me that this is gone. But it was a beautiful pack of floral 12 by 12 designer series paper. Again, this is the only way to get this paper. You can't just buy it outright, but you got it for $5. The product of the month for this month, for January, is this wonderful stamp set. I've been using the Sending Love on my Valentine's Day stuff. I'll show you that here in just a little bit as I'm kind of going through some cards that I made. But happy birthday, you're on my mind. Thank you, hello, Sending Love. You can do anything, so much. Hooray to a fabulous friend, just because. There are simply no words for this. A great stamp set to have in your arsenal. So, again, $5 if you're making a $75 order or more. Again, product of the month. Every month there's going to be a new product. Okay. Did you know that Stampin' Up! Offers more than just supplies? Yes, they have retreats. They have classes. This craft class or virtual retreat card in a box is next, or this coming Thursday and Friday, the 22nd and 23rd. So if you're interested in this, you're going to have to expedite this order. You're going to have to like overnight it and pay extra. But it is coming up, and it is $165, which I know is a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not, but I want to explain why. It comes with stamps, dies, paper, envelopes, card bases. They're going to teach you how to make 15 cards. It comes with 14 hours of instruction. They're going to have a private Facebook group. And if you can't do it live with them, it does take some of the fun out, but you will have access to that Facebook group, and you will be able to watch those videos later on. They're going to go over tips and tricks, probably do some giveaways if I had to guess. There's going to be Sarah Douglas, the CEO, that's doing some classes, some other people from the regional office. So lots of crafters are going to be attending this. Their chat comment box is going to go crazy. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know. But again, it comes with a lot of product. So it's from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay. Of course, you guys all know that our new mini catalog went live January 6th. So I've been playing with some goodies out of there. we're going to go over today this Love Notes Designer Series paper. This is a great 6x6 pack of paper. There's 48 pieces, 8 pieces of each design. There's 6 different designs. So this is a front and a back, 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 front and a back. So it lets you do a lot of quick and easy cards. This is in the mix and match section, again, page 17 of the new catalog, and it's easy to miss. So I'm going to go over that pack of paper because we'll be using it today. But again, the mini catalog is live. Of course, our annual catalog that you can shop from. The online exclusives. Every 2 months, Stampin' Up! Comes out with some products that don't ever make it into the catalog. And they are stinking cute products. In fact, there's one called Valentine Kisses that we used in my card class yesterday. Hi, Mom. How are you? Hey, I'm going to call you later on today. I need to go over some stuff with you. So make sure you're going to StampinUp.com to see all the latest and greatest, because even though we've got great product in our catalogs, there are some wonderful, cute products online that you can only see online. And then again, online is where you're going to see our last chance products, which are our discounted products, kind of like a clearance type thing. And then you're also going to see all the kits. So make sure that's where you're shopping. If you ever have any questions, holler at me. That talks about our kits. I'm trying to kind of fly through this because I want to make sure I'm going over everything. I will be sending out an email later on today about scrapbooking and card classes for the month of February. So just kind of looking at the calendar. Let me flip backwards. So today is the 18th. And I will need to know what you're coming to by January 31st. That way on February 1st, I can put in my order, get all the extra stuff that I need to cut everybody's kits. But the month of February kind of looks like this. The church, Crossings Church crop is on February 7th, 8 to 4. It's free to anybody who wants to come. It's not a teaching class of any sorts. You just bring your own projects and work. You can knit, crochet, card make, I mean, whatever craft you have. So it's not scrapbooking, it's not card making. Tons of wonderful women. I think there were 20 of us there last month. It was a full house. So if you're ever interested in that, let me know. I can give you the details. And then I'm going to keep open Valentines just because I think people are going to be out celebrating. Card class is February 21st from 1 to 3, and we will be working on Easter cards. Here are the cards. This class is $15 or free if you turn in a $15 online order. But the first card is a spinner card. It sits up like that. So 3D, does lay flat in an envelope. It is mailable. So that's a sneak peek at some cute Easter product. It's cute, guys. So if you want to make that, the next card that we will be making is a cute little slider card. I love the paper packs that come with the little scenes already done. It really makes putting together a card very nice, quick, and easy. And then this is a little locking gatefold card. Check out this Easter basket. You can weave some different strips of paper through there and get a whole different look. But you just pull this up. It opens like that. But cute cards, again, $15 for the class. I will need to know by January 31st if you're local and would like to attend. The class is February 21st from 1 to 3. And if you purchase product, then it's free. So you just have to put in a $15 order with me. So the scrapbooking class that is on February 28th, it is a Valentine's themed because you know we always make cards a month ahead and we scrapbook a month behind. So the card class that we did yesterday was scrapbooking themed and it used a lot of these products. But here are the scrapbooking pages for the month of February. This uses the beautiful Made with Love designer series paper. I absolutely love this paper. I don't have much of it left at all. So here is layout 2, page 1 and 2. But such cute. I'm loving these little doilies. Oh, thank you, Stampin' Up. You did such a great job. Here is layout 3. Lots of bling. Lots of hearts. Anyway. So if you're interested in the scrapbooking class is $45. We make those 3 2-page layouts. Again, February 28th from 1 to 5. The class is free as long as you put in a $45 order or more, or you can just pay the $45, do the class, and leave. It doesn't bother me either way, whatever works best for you. But again, I need to know by January 31st if that's something that is interesting to you if you're local. So, gives you a couple weeks. Again, I'll be sending out that email to everybody today. I kind of went over it in card class. Okay, are we? Yes, I think we're ready. Okay, I think that's all the housekeeping. So let's talk about this pretty pack of paper that we're going to be using. This is the Love Notes paper again, and it was on page 17 right here in our new mini holiday catalog. I guess not really holiday, mini spring catalog. And I'm going to show you this pack of paper because it's adorable. Okay, again, there's only 6 designs, but there's 48 pieces. So you get 8 of each piece. It is double-sided. And 2 of the sheets have these little cutouts, these little 3x3 squares. And you can use them as tags to put on treat boxes for kids' Valentine's Day. Or you can just use these little 3x3 on cards. And I'm going to show you a whole bunch of card samples using these. Just so you know how quick, how easy, your extra special, how cute that would be on one of those cute little heart twisty straws. You can pick those up at Dollar Tree. I saw them there a couple days ago. And again, some more little cut aparts that you can use for page titles on scrapbooking or sentiments on cards. But just love the greens and the reds and the pinks. I love, that's my favorite piece. And I've used all of this paper. I had to hang on to this paper so that I could show you guys for the video today. I was like putting it in my stash. I love this piece as well. I've used it a lot. But I really wish this purple was on a separate piece because I have been torn between those 2 patterns. A great little stripe with all of our reds. This has cherry cobbler, real red, flirty flamingo, pretty in pink probably. I mean, it's just all of our reds and pinks. But I love that blue plaid as well. So great pack of paper. Let me show you some cards real quick that I have made using this pack of paper. You're going to be just amazing at how quick. Okay, so there's that one piece of paper. I cut out the little 3x3, put it on a scalloped square, put a couple of embellishments, some ribbon, done. So that just a normal card, and I did have some extra that I just decorated the insides with. You're kind of left with a little scrap piece. This is a book binding card, and just so you know how simple these are, it's a normal size card. So it is still half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, scored the same way at 4 4 1/4. My mind went blank. And then it's got an extra score at, let's see, 5 1/2. So you're gonna put your paper in your trimmer like normal. You're gonna score it at 4 1/4. You're gonna score it at 5 1/2. And then you're gonna take this little, you're gonna fold it like a normal card, and then you're gonna fold back this 5 1/2 score line, and you're gonna put adhesive between those two pieces to where that stays flat. Hopefully that makes sense. I was kind of trying to tell the kids, the girls at scrap card class yesterday, and I couldn't remember the measurements. So there are the measurements, Hilda Brody. This is another one. And there's the book binding version of it. But again, just, you know, a little piece of that gingham back there, the little 3x3, some ribbon, some little rhinestones. Quick and easy cards with that paper. There's the book binding version. But lots of cards. Quick, easy. I would say these cards probably take 10 minutes, if that. There's one of those little sentiment pieces, Happy Heart Day, some twine. Here's the book binding version. Again, here's that purple paper we're going to be using, and there's that little Valentine's embossing folder. If you guys don't have that embossing folder, you're missing out. There's that, your extra special. What do you guys think of these cards? Aren't they striking, cute cards with just that easy paper? There's again one of those little tags, one of those little 3x3 pieces. I just put them on there and then put the ribbon where they butt up so that it covers the seam. But look, just a ton. Again, there's that little piece that's on that flower, a little tag. I put some ribbon to cover up the seam, just some strips of leftover paper. I was trying to not waste any paper. So, and then there is one last bookbind one using that little tag. So, gosh, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 18 cards, and I still have, you guys, I don't know, half a pack, a fourth, maybe not a half, maybe a fourth of a pack of paper left. Goes a long ways. I still have plenty to make a treat box or a treat bag with. So, okay, I'm going to move these out of the way. And then I also want to show you, so last week we used the Valentine Kisses. Do you guys remember our little, not last week because that was the walkthrough, but the week before. Since we're concentrating on Valentine's Day, Out, Lily.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, granddaughter's coming in the room. I had it locked and then Jason needed in, so I unlocked it and I didn't lock it back. Sorry about that, guys. But we use this Valentine Kisses. This is an online exclusive, great stamp and die set. So, this little big heart right here is from this set, right there. Of course, the little bear is from that. The Sending Bear Hugs and Kisses is from this stamp set. And then you'll also know there's this XOXO and these little hearts. That actually comes with this other Stampin' die. It's part of the Made with Love bundle. And I didn't get the stamp, but I did get the group of dies because I am loving. So this die right here, I'm going to show it to you. Actually, here it is right here. I'm going to just pull it out and show it to you. Look at that. How intricate and detailed that heart is. Yes, please. It's got a little heart tag. It's got these little hearts right here. It's got some arrows. Has this great heart. I made this card with that heart. I just cut off 1 inch and then cut out a whole bunch of hearts and just glued them. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 hearts because I wanted to cover the back and make it look nice. Here's a little piece of that embossing folder. Just to show you that embossing folder up close and personal. Hopefully you're seeing the dimension on that. It's beautiful. And even the back, if you wanted to do like a deboss, so this is an embossed where it's raised. This is a deboss where it's sunken in. You can't go wrong, guys. Beautiful. Okay. Here's that heart again and one of the arrows. Here's this big heart. It's got these dots all around it. It's this one right here. And again, the Flirty Flamingo, really detailed, intricate die that's hiding back there, and the arrow. A couple of those little hearts. Here is an embossed white piece with this heart right here cut out on the sides, and it's got some paper poking out. The Sending Love, that was the product of the month stamp set. That's $5. That's where I got that sentiment. Here again is that big heart and that arrow and that same sentiment. Here's a shaker card using the Made with Love paper, that heart die cut with the arrows, the postage die set, and then of course these embellishments. I think I've shown these to you guys before, but these are part of the suite as well. Now you don't have to buy the suite, you can just buy these a la carte, but they are the cutest. See if I can. So there's a little envelope with a heart. I know that's probably upside down, but they are double-sided. You don't even have to worry about if you've got the top part up or down. There are some cute little lips. Do you see the lips right there? There are white heart, pink hearts, red hearts. There's little pieces of confetti. So a great, just great little shaker embellishment. So I've had to make some shaker cards because you know how much I love shaker cards, right? So there's one of those shaker cards, and it uses that XO die. Where's it at? Right there. And then here's another shaker card using this big heart, and then this bear from the Valentine's Kisses. Right there, you can make him into a little Cupid. He's got some wings. So I've been playing with that. That's all the show and tell that I have for you, other than there's one other little treat box. If you guys like those Rocher balls, Here's a cute little, we made this stand. He's a little, he's kind of gotten bent, so, but a very cute way to give a little treat. You could also put some little Hershey Kisses in there, but this little treat box is made for these little Rocher balls. So just a little another cute idea on some cute little Valentine's treats. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed those. Next week I will be making a shaker card. I'm not sure what kind of shaker card because I have other shaker cards that I've made. It could be something easy and cute like that. I think that's adorable. Maybe that's what we'll make. Here's another shaker card using the hearts. And I thought I had one more. I don't know where it's at. Okay. So that's kind of the little show and tell section, just over some of the products that we're going to be using today on this cute little treat box. Let's get to making this treat box, because I know that's why you're here. That's what you want to see, right? Right. Okay. Put that off to the side. So the first thing we're going to need is your basic cardstock. 8.5 by 11 piece. Use whatever color floats your boat. This piece of paper needs to be cut at 6 3/4 by 9 3/4. So let me, it's so hard to make everything fit on my desk. Maybe I can put that over there and you'll still see it. Okay, so 6 3/4 on the portrait side, and then 9 3/4 on the landscape side. So here's our piece of paper. Now on the 9 3/4 or the landscape side, we're going to score this. Get out my little notes. Gonna score this at 2 3/4. So again, I've got my score and my cutter on here, so I'm not cutting, I'm scoring. So 2 3/4, 6 1/4, and the only bad thing, the only complaint I have about the trimmer is the 6 1/4. It's really hard because it's on this little thing where the arms swings out. So I'm gonna bring in my ruler real quick, just so I can make sure I'm getting a true 6 1/4. You know I love our trimmer, so it's really hard for me to talk bad about our trimmer. 7 1/4. I think it's the best trimmer that's out there, to be honest. And that's not because I sell them. I've used a lot of trimmers. 8 1/4. And 9 1/4. All right, and then we're going to turn it back around to the portrait or the short side, and we're going to score it at 1 and 6 3/4. No, 1 and 5 3/4. My paper is 6 3/4, 5 3/4. So basically, you're giving yourself an inch on each side. Okay, now before we put our trimmer away, we're gonna turn this around. So, okay, you've got all your little 1 inch long pieces right here. And then you've got these 2 big boxes. We're gonna take off these 2 side pieces. We're gonna get rid of this. Let me pull out my sample. This is kind of what we're going for. So we're gonna take off these 2 pieces right here, but don't throw them away. We're gonna use them. So, and it's easier for me to do this with the cutter just because I can't cut a straight line or draw a straight line for the life of me. Yes. Okay, we're gonna come down to the, what mark is that? Actually, before we do that, we need to make a tick mark. So turn this back around on the 9 3/4. We need to make a tick mark at the, oh, what line is that? That is the 5 1/4. So let me grab my pencil. So we did all these little long rectangle pieces. Before this 6 1/4 score, we needed to do 5 1/4, but we don't need to score it. We just need to make a tick mark. So 5 1/4. And I'm just gonna make a tick mark up here, just on the side of my paper. And that's going to let me know how far down I need to come to cut this off. That's all you're doing. It's just a measurement line. So let's go back to this score line that's at 1 inch. And we're going to come down to this little tick mark that we made, which was at 5 1/4. Probably should be standing up over it so that I can see it exactly. Okay, I'm good. Okay, now we're going to move this over to the other 1 inch mark on this side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come down to this little tick mark or the 5 1/4 on the trimmer. Okay, so now we're left with this. We're just going to cut those off. So again, I'm going to line this up in my trimmer at that tick mark that I've made. And I'm just going to go to where I see this little 1 inch score line that we made over here. And that's going to cut that off. Keep that piece. Okay, let me push up my trimmer so that you guys can see the bottom of it. And we're gonna do the same thing over here on this piece right here. I'm gonna put my little tick mark right there in that groove. Can you see that tick mark on my paper? And then we're gonna come up to that other line that we made and just pull that paper out. So now we're left with this. This is what we want. We can move this score trimmer out of the way. Alrighty. Remember, if you're popping on, make sure you say hi if you want to be part of the chat in the comments. I see several people watching, but I only see one person chatting. Thanks, Mom. Let me get my bone folder. And we can, actually before I burnish, let me cut up these lines real quick. Where are my little paper snips? To me, it is easier to cut on these score lines. And I'm gonna turn on some extra lights. Give me just a second. Just so that I can see. That may not make that much of a difference on your end, because I had plenty of sunlight coming in here, but I cannot see my little lines. Okay, so I'm going to cut up to this 1 inch score line on each one of these flaps, each one of these little score lines. This is going to make our tabs. I'm going to rotate this over and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come up to that 1 inch score line, just cut up to it on these score lines that we made. I can barely see these lines. I think the lighter the paper you have, the harder the score lines are to see. You can probably see them on the video better than I can see them in front of my face. Okay, so come back. We've got this little piece down here. We are going to miter. So we're just going to cut it at an angle. And this is going to give us our adhesive tab to put our adhesive on. I cut that kind of, let me cut that little piece off. Okay. All right, so this is what we're left with. Now we can fold. Let me fold it this way. And burnish each one of these score lines. Mom, are you following me so far? Is it too hard? Okay, so we've got all those. We have some Stella hair. Can't make a project without some good old Stella hair on it. Okay. Fold all of my flaps over. Burnish those down really well. So that's kind of what we're left with. Some funny little piece. I am going to bring in my big Jumba Mamba, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And you can do this a couple of different ways. What we are doing is making this little window or slit right here. If you have the old Stampin' Up! Modern Label Punch, you can use that. We've got some dies that are like this. Man, I don't know why my camera is just shaking so much. I'm so sorry. Has that been going on the whole live video? I just now saw that. That's strange. But anything that's gonna give you this little bitty slit you can use. So we're gonna cut that slit, and I'm gonna bring back in my little white piece to kind of show you. So here's your little glue tab. Here's your little first 1 inch. Wow, it's like every time I bring something in front of the camera, it does that. Strange. So here's our second little box. So we want to put it in our second little box. I'm using my husband's cell phone because I went to get the video phone that I use to do my lives, and kid you not, it was dead as a doornail. So I was like, babe, I need your phone. Okay, where is, I have, and I don't even know where I got this die from, but I have a die that's pretty close to that, so that's what I reached for. It's probably an old Stampin' Up! Die if I had to guess. I never get rid of anything. So again, you can see the score lines on here. Here's our first little rectangle. Hopefully I'm on camera. Here's our little second rectangle. I'm gonna stick that in here. Get it nice and centered. What a pain, guys. This video is horrible. I am so sorry. Nothing goes like you want it to. Okay, I'm just centering it. I have a little piece of washi tape on here to hold this in place. I'm gonna fold up my tabs so that they fit through this machine. And then I'm going to come in with my clear plate, put that over it, and just run it through. What weirdness. That's just it going through the plates. Okay. So move this out of the way. I'm sure the camera's gonna do its weird thing again. Gosh, that's annoying. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Mom, is it doing that to you on your end, that video, where it's like shaking and trying to like recalibrate or refocus. Or is it just me that's seeing that? Hopefully it's just me, but I doubt it. Okay, so you're left with this. And now what we can do is put our box together. So we're gonna put some adhesive on this little flap, some tear and tape. And let me grab my take your pick tool. This is the easiest way to get that tear and tape backing off. Okay. So I'm going to kind of fold this. I'm going to reinforce these lines since we've had it flat. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to come up to where we had made those little tick marks earlier. You can't really see the tick marks anymore because I cut them off. But we're going to put this tab down. This is probably the trickiest part of the whole box. And we're going to make sure that this little corner piece right here is matching up with that other little tab. See how this tab is matching up that tab? We want that on both sides. That's how we know that that's square just a couple of times. Okay, Mom, good. I'm glad it's, because it's happening over here all the time. Hopefully it's not too annoying. Good. You're not getting dizzy and motion sickness. Feel like you're on a, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Ah, you guys. Okay, it's not too late. Take your window sheet. We should have put some adhesive on the back of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm always forgetting something. Okay, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat because what I'm going to do is put some adhesive just around the edges of this window sheet. This window sheet is cut at 3/4 wide by 4.5 long. So 3/4 by 4.5. And really you would normally be putting your adhesive, I'm out of adhesive on that gun. Let me grab my other gun. You'd normally be putting the adhesive on the paper and then sticking your window sheet down to the paper. So we're doing this backwards. But we can do it. We can make it work. That's why I'm using my silicone sheet, because I'm going off. Okay. I'm going to put this in here. Not breathe. This is the hard way of doing it, guys. Don't do it this way. Get my head in the camera. Okay. Jeez. Put my bone folder in there so I can press that all down. It's doable, but that's not the fun way to do it. Anyway, put your window sheet on before, and I can see that I've got some adhesive peeking through on my window sheet. That's going to be annoying. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Put your window sheet on before you pull up your box. Note to self. Why did it's always when people are watching that things go wrong? I didn't make that mistake when I was making it the first time. Okay. So, before you fold up your box and you adhere it down, put your window sheet on there. Okay, so that gives us our box, and then here's our little card. Now you'll notice this card doesn't really It's a little bit longer than what we need it to be. So we're just going to come in here and we're just going to cut a smidge. And when I say a smidge, I mean a smidge, like a 1/16. It's not very much. You don't want to cut too much because you do want it to catch. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. Okay, so little bitty sliver off. This ribbon that's on here kind of is what keeps this closed. See how it doesn't really close all the way? It kind of catches on this box. You can't really, if you cut too much off and you put it flush, then this ribbon doesn't catch it and keep it closed. So hopefully that makes sense. So I've cut a little bit off. Maybe not enough, it looks like. It's still quite big. This is kind of just a trial and error. So let me, again, I'm just going to cut a little sliver, not going to cut too much. So just another little piece. And that's probably pretty good. I'm not sure I would cut any more off. It's going to gape like that, and that's okay because your ribbon's going to keep it closed. If you wanted to, you might be able to. You definitely don't want to cut too much off though, because I've done that and then it's a pain in the patoot. So let me, maybe we can get by with one more little sliver. And just so you know, this, okay, yeah. So see, it's still going to catch. It's not going to close all the way. It's still going to catch on the top of this box, but that's what you want because between that and the ribbon, that's what's going to keep it closed. So this was an old video, gosh, 8 years ago, 10 years ago from Dawn Griffin. And she made a Hershey Kisses Treat Box, and then this top part was a gift card holder. So she made this top piece long enough to where when you folded this box around and put adhesive on it, this was underneath that, so that it made this little flap for you to pull in and out a gift card. Well, I didn't want a gift card. I want a card. I want for you to be able to open it. So you guys are going to laugh at me. And I'm sure that video is still on YouTube. I mean, all of her stuff is. I have this binder, guys. And it has all my templates. Like, here's this little sanitizer, Bath and Body treat holder. Here's my step card. Here's a little triangle party in a box, Mom, if you remember that. I keep all my templates and I refer back to these all the time. Here was the little where you put the little alcoholic bottles in there. Here's the little teapot one. I have a video on this, guys, if you want to go back and watch some of my old YouTube videos. But there's some little chocolates in there, some little Raisinets. Creating Cards from the Heart is my YouTube channel. Facebook only lets us keep the videos on here for 30 days and then they delete them. So if you're looking for any of my old videos, Creating Cards from the Heart, I'll try to post the link in this Facebook video post when I'm done with the live. But I just keep this binder. Here's the Keurig cup caddy, little pin and sucker holder for Halloween, little snowman slider, hot cocoa. But anything that has some weird cuts or anything, keep a binder full of it. So I refer back to this binder, and I had this little Hershey Kisses Treat Box in that. Okay, this is going to be really quick and easy. It's going to go together pretty fast because I know it's already an hour and 54 minutes. Because I have a lot of this die cutted already out. So of course we are using this paper from that wonderful paper pack. And this piece of paper is, where's my ruler? Right there in front of my eyeballs. 4.5 by 2 3/8. So we're going to put this wonderful piece of paper on here. Make sure we have a nice border all the way around. And now that I've cut some off, this is going to be a little bit, it's going to be a little bit more of a border on the sides than it is on the top and the bottom, but that's okay. No one is going to say anything, I promise. Okay, we used the Valentine Kisses. I showed you guys die cutting and coloring these in a couple weeks ago. So we're going to use this one right here. I've already got her die cut and colored. This, if you refer back to that video, let me grab these little, okay, so where's my other one? There it is. So what I did was I took all the browns that we have and I stamped this stamp. This is basic beige cardstock, and I stamped it in Early Espresso, which is our darkest, Crumb Cake, which is our lightest, and Pecan Pie, which is kind of the middle of the road. And then I took some of my blends to see kind of what I liked better. That was a dark Crumb Cake right there, and I really liked that. And I did the same thing on all three. Here's a piece of our Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Crumb Cake, Pecan Pie is what I stamped in. Here's a piece of our Pecan Pie cardstock. And again, here he is stamped Pecan Pie on Pecan Pie, Crumb Cake, and Early Espresso. And you can tell, like, this leg right here is in light pecan for the blender. And then right above that is dark Crumb Cake, then light Crumb Cake. I was trying to figure out what I liked better. Here's light Pecan Pie on Pecan Pie. So depending on what looks you want to achieve, this is stamped Pecan Pie on Crumb Cake, and then just one coat of the Crumb Cake. The petal pink for the nose and the ears. So depending on what kind of look you want, what I chose to do was go ahead. This one right here is actually Crumb Cake with, it's stamped with Early Espresso on Crumb Cake with using the light Crumb Cake blender. So stamped the image Espresso ink, which is our darkest one, on basic beige, I think I said Crumb Cake, on basic beige cardstock. And then I took the light Crumb Cake blend and colored him. Then I also took our Color Lifter blend and just went over that to lighten it up, and it took some of the color off. So he kind of looks kind of faded. I really wanted this soft, subtle color. And then I colored the nose and the ears in petal pink. On this one, I'm going to choose to go with a darker. Again, this is basic beige cardstock stamped with Early Espresso ink for the image, and then colored in with the dark Crumb Cake. And then I used petal pink for the nose and the ears and put some lipstick on her using the Real Red. So you can achieve many, many, many different looks depending on what color combo you use. So you just play around, see what you think. So I've already stamped, colored, die cut. Here's the Bear Hugs and Kisses from that. And then this sending, I don't know if you saw that. That extra added word comes from an old stamp set. And we have many, 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 many stamp sets, but it's Sending Love. I don't know what year this came out. But let me show you how I did that. So I have it on two different blocks. Here's the Sending Love, the old, old, old. And here's the Bear Hugs and Kisses. So I already have one done, but I just want to show you how I achieved that look. So it's really easy. I stamped in Highland Heather. I'm going to get this sending. And you're going to want a Q-tip. So most of these stamps are pretty easy. If you take the edge of your stamp pad right here and you just get the sending part on that edge. So I don't know if you can see that, but the sending part is the only part really that is inked. Well, my stamp is sliding around. I'm going to hold that down with my finger. And I've used this Q-tip a couple of times, so it's kind of fuzzy. But just take your Q-tip, or to be honest, if you don't care to get inky, your fingertip. This one's pretty easy to do just with your fingertip. Just run that across to make sure you didn't get any ink. And then I've moved my stamp a little bit, so I don't know if it's straight or not, but you get the sending, and then you can just come in here and then butt this Bear Hugs and Kisses up, and then you just cut it out with, and I'm using the Stylish Shape dies. I used this banner right here, this big one. This is a great die cut set if you guys don't have any. It's got banners and circles and squares. Oh my. So that's what I've used to cut this out. So let me close this up. I just kind of wanted to show you guys how to achieve that look. I did take this again, Valentine Kisses, which we've used, so you've seen me use it. Has these little kissy lips, and I just tap those in the real red. You don't have to, but you know. Tap, tap, tap. Make sure they're facing the right way. It's too cute. And that is why I added the little red lips to her, because she's kissing you. She's giving you air kisses. Everybody likes air kisses, right? Okay, let me get that out of the way. I'm going to pull this back in here. I'm going to put some adhesive on this. Okay, now she is not on here fully. I don't know, let me pull that back in, maybe you can see it. So I'm going to place this down here, try to get it straight. And you could pop this bear up if you wanted to, but I didn't. Oh, that's not straight at all. Good gracious, what did I do? Must have moved. Okay. You know, I guess it's just going to be one of those days. You can see I used, every piece of paper has two sides. So I did a thinking of you and apparently didn't need it or didn't like the way it's stamped. So I'm going to kind of tilt her at an angle. And then we're just going to take our paper snips. There was no harming of any bears. It's paper. Don't come at me. We just cut her off. She's not alive. And then it's really just a lot of die cuts. So again, these Made with Love dies are wonderful. I used the little X and O, and it comes with 2 of them. So I cut some of those out. These little hearts come from the Valentine Kisses dies. Cut a couple of those out. And then these little hearts right here, There's this die that cuts several of those hearts out. So that's all the die cutting I did. And then you just decorate it however you want, guys. I know we're at 2:05, so if you've got to go, you got to go. I understand, but I'm going to put this together real quick. I did use my liquid Tombow green cap multi-glue. It's this right here. I just have it in a different bottle. So I'm going to put some adhesive on all these little pieces. A little bit goes a long way. Just dab, dab, dab. Oh, and I guess I needed to cut out another X and O. I guess I didn't get all. Okay. I'm going to take the end, the putty end of my, actually, let me grab tweezers. I think that will be easier. Where are my tweezers? So, I just put my X's and O's up here. And I need to cut another set out. I thought I'd cut both sets out, but I guess I was going to have you watch me cut out a set. Just so you saw how easy it was. I'm getting glue on my fingers. I put this one like this. I put this one like this. All these little bitty hearts. And if you don't want to fool with the little hearts, you don't have to. And I don't even know how many little hearts I have here, but dab, dab, dab. You know I'm a fan of all these little pieces, so if I can do it, you can do it. I have fat fingers, fat finger problems. They just stick to me. Mom, is it painful to watch this part? A little bit, just be honest. Oh man, where'd it go? Oh, it's still on my... Oh, come on. Okay, heart, stay. Stay where I put you. Sometimes you have to talk to your paper so that you can tell it who's boss. Sometimes it doesn't remember. Tedious, but in my eyes, so worth it. So I'm sorry, Mom. I'm funny. Thanks, Mom. I hope so. Hope you find it funny and humorous. You're not just sitting there rolling your eyes going, OMG, Shauna, move along. Okay, so let me die cut this one X and O out. Oh, geez Louise, pulling my big... I could have done this off a camera. You guys know how to die cut, right? You just put your thing on there. You guys see me die cut stuff all the time. That's probably gonna make my video all callywonkied. Put that little die back in my little metal bowl. If you guys ever wonder, I have these little magnetic metal bowls. If you hear that little cling, that's what that is. I love this little O because it has a heart in it. To be honest, that XO and these small little hearts right here and the arrows in this heart, this one too, I guess, with the dots, but I had to have them. And you guys know I have a ton of heart dies already. A ton. Okay. I keep telling my husband that whenever he moves out of the office, I'll have room to put another desk in here, and then I'll have room for somebody to come craft with me and enjoy all of my supplies with me. Wouldn't that be fun? I wouldn't be in here crafting alone. Okay, there's my X's and my O's. There's all my hearts. We're missing the bling. Let's get the bling. The bling, bling, bling. Gotta have bling. Okay. And then I'm going to show you how this box closes up. Okay, so I did, these are large, medium, and small. So I think I did the small, yeah. And I just put a little bit of bling in that corner, in that little corner of the heart. Did I put any? Oh, I need to add a little heart. That's what my extra heart was for. Forgot to put the little heart in her hand. I feel like a surgeon when I have my little tweezers out and my, it's like I'm performing surgery, card surgery. All right. You could put some Winkostella on those hearts if you wanted, but I'm not going to. That's all done and good. I am going to, a little bit of her foot over here is popping up. I'm going to use some adhesive, some liquid glue and kind of press that down for a second. Okay, just trying to find, there it is, my little thing to stick in my liquid glue so it doesn't clog. My little pin. Okay. So now what you can do, this box, and you can do whatever for the inside. I just put sending lots of love your way, happy Valentine's Day, that comes from the Valentine Kisses. I took a couple of these little kisses, little hearts, and put in there. Let me show you how this kind of comes together. So if you slide this ribbon off a little bit, one side is glued down, one side you can open up. So they don't have to tear up their box to get into it. Here are your little hugs and kisses. So remember that little piece of paper that I told you that we cut off the side to not throw away because we're going to use? You're going to cut it down. You're going to trim it so that it fits inside of this. And we cut this down. This piece measures 4.5 by 3/4. So let me grab my little trimmer. 3/4. Four and a half. It's just a little piece for that to slide in and out on. So it doesn't have to be exact. But then I took the hugs and kisses. So some of these say hugs. Those are the pink ones. And some of these say kisses. Those are the silver ones. So see, the little pink ones say hugs. So you're sending hugs and kisses. And I just took a glue dot and put a glue dot on each one of those to keep it on the piece of paper. And then it just, we're going to tape up one side of this with some tear and tape, and then this just slides in. And that way, when you're moving this around, these, if you don't put them on that piece of paper, these will move and shift and turn upside down. That keeps them all pretty in your window. So that fits in there like that. Let's go ahead and put some tear and tape on one side of this box so that I can show you how to. You want to make sure that you have a clean edge. So the one that you're going to see from the front is going to be the last one you fold down or you wrap around. So what I did was I went ahead and did the other little side, and then the top, and then the bottom, and then put some adhesive on this flap right here. This last flap. And again, hopefully whoever your recipient is, they don't, you know, open up the torn side. You might want to tell them when you give it to them, hey, you don't have to tear up this box. You can keep this box looking pretty. It opens up like this. But we're just going to wrap that around. Try to get it as straight as possible. And then we leave that side with no adhesive. I'm going to fold it the same way. I'm going to fold up, fold the back, fold the down, and that. And then you just take your ribbon. I'm not going to make you watch me tie a ribbon on a Facebook Live. We all know how that goes, guys. Oh, sometimes you have to fiddle around with that ribbon, but it does slide on and off nicely. I have it upside down, of course, because that's my MO. But fold that part down, fold that down. Make sure you put your ribbon on the correct way. If I can get it over that corner. And then you've got this pretty ribbon that keeps this closed because you just scoot it back. Does that make sense? What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you love it? I love it. Opens up like that. All right. I know I'm long. Sorry. An hour and 17 minutes. You guys have a fabulous weekend. I hope it was worth it. I hope you love it. Enjoy. Happy Valentine's Day. Thanks, Mom. Hey, I'll holler at you here in a second. If you guys have any questions, need anything, holler at me. Have a fabulous week. Bye.